All right, it's been a hell of a week, and we have to hand it to Tucker Carlson. He busted wide open some of the major lies about January 6th. And quite frankly, I'm proud to work at a network where we have amplified that information. It's important. People need to know about it. And I'm disappointed in major portions of the conservative media that downplayed his very important reporting. One item, the Horns guy, the so-called face of the insurrection, well, he was actually assisted by police in astounding travels throughout the Capitol captured on security camera footage. He passed officer after officer who had no problem with him whatsoever. They all had guns. He didn't, and nothing happened. Also, Brian Sicknick, the Capitol Hill police officer, he died on January 7th, and this footage shows that he is alive and well when they said he had already been attacked. Now, Tucker had exclusive access to the security camera footage, tens of thousands of hours, access that was denied to January 6 defendants and denied to the rest of the country. It is time for Kevin McCarthy to make this video available to the American people. And at this point, there really are no plausible excuses to keep this material out of our hands. The security stuff, I'm not buying it, actually. I could see the FBI going to great lengths to keep something very embarrassing out of our hands. This might be what they're really worried about.
Did you have confidential human sources dressed as Trump supporters inside the Capitol on January the 6th prior to the doors being open?
Again, I had to be very careful.
It should be a no. Can you not tell the American people no? We did not have confidential human sources dressed as Trump supporters positioned inside the Capitol.
Gentleman's time has expired.
You should not read anything into my decision not to share information.
Director Ray,
confidential human
gentleman's time has expired.
Very angry there and nervous and flustered. So is that why we can't see all the footage? Because we'll be able to identify FBI agents waiting in the Capitol for the crowd to arrive, dressed as MAGA supporters, huh? We don't know the full scope of what the government is covering up, but they are covering up a lot. And for those engaged in the cover-up, though, maybe you're all worried too much. Now, we've seen this week that people can see astounding news footage and have zero interest in actually seeing it or reporting on it. Even at Fox News, Tucker's own network, show after show, with hosts you know very well, totally ignored Tucker's incredibly important reporting. Could this have had something to do with it, however? A major political figure demanding that Fox News, well, fire Tucker, basically.
Fox News, Rupert Murdoch, tell Carlson not to run a second segment of lies. You know it's a lie. You've admitted it's a lie.
That's pretty astounding stuff. Schumer, the majority leader of the United States Senate, enraged that a private citizen reported facts. He can report and say whatever he wants, by the way. It's not his business. That sounded almost somewhat threatening, like Schumer was threatening Murdoch. If you don't do this, you could have business trouble. Schumer does have a lot of power, and he wants everyone to know it, and he does get carried away, high on his own supply.
I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind, and you will pay the price. You won't know what hit you.
You should be in jail for that. And by the way, did you see that? You look like Mr. Burns from The Simpsons. You know, he really likes that kind of power. The establishment claim also that they're upset with Tucker and this footage because it's been selectively edited.
We all saw what happened in real time, not in the cherry-picked, edited-down version of what Tucker Carlson presented.
Now he's going to have all the evidence to selectively edit and in an attempt to validate it.
I have no doubt in my mind that whatever gets edited in Tucker Carlson's editing studio is going to be at odds with the truth.
It's edited. It's edited too much. Editing is different from altering. Editing is a crucial process allowed under normal circumstances, done all the time. Their precious New York Times is very carefully edited. Some things go in, some things come out. You can't have everything, so you kind of curate it, all right? And the January 6th committee, they certainly edited the video they presented the American people.
Yeah, just for awareness, be advised, there's probably about 300 Proud Boys. They're marching eastbound in this 400 block of kind of Independence, actually on the mall towards the United States Capitol.
I am not allowed to say what's going to happen today because everyone's just going to have to watch for themselves. But it's going to happen. Something's going to happen.
Whose streets? Our streets! Whose streets? Our streets! Whose streets? Our streets!
Hey, wait a second. It's already 11:22 in the morning? Did you see? It started at 10 o'clock in the morning. Did you see that? The footage started at 10 o'clock in the morning, and now they jumped. It's called editing. It's all edited, and they wanted us to see what they thought was the worst of the worst, right? And we were subjected to it for 2 years. What is the problem with seeing footage we haven't seen? There is no problem. They can't say there's a problem, so they have to lie about it. They have to lie and say that January 6th again is somehow the worst thing that ever happened, and it's all a ploy to get more power. Hey, quick sidebar. Have you noticed that it's tougher than ever for white women in America?
The confrontation caught on video, a white woman blocking a black tenant from entering their apartment building, demanding proof that he lives there.
National news that this woman was uncomfortable that a total stranger without a key followed her into her condominium complex in violation of condominium rules. Now, 10 years ago, that was considered prudent and sticking up for yourself and protecting yourself. But white women made a grave mistake in the eyes of our warped culture. A majority of them, I don't know about her, but a majority of white women in 2016 voted for Trump. And having white skin now as a female is truly second-class citizenship, or even worse, a death sentence. One of the gravest horrors is the murder of Ashli Babbitt. And it's just completely accepted that a completely unjustified use of deadly force is no big deal, or worse, she deserved it. Now, this is footage we actually first reported on about a year ago. We highlight where Ashli Babbitt is. And you know what? She looks like, yep, a tourist. And so does everybody else she's with. Ashli Babbitt, right there, she didn't break anything like so many others. She didn't potentially break any laws. If they allowed her into the Capitol, which is quite likely, we've seen hundreds of people just allowed straight into the Capitol, right? We don't know if one of them was Ashli Babbitt. We don't know how she arrived. Now, Ashli Babbitt did do one thing. She arguably hurt one person. I want you to see something. You see the guy with the glasses? Well, he just broke a window. And we believe that's Ashli Babbitt trying to stop the guy. You see how his eyeglasses go flying? It's believed that that guy was an agitator, tried to break a window, was causing all kinds of trouble, and she stopped him. The lies of January 6th are told over and over. The repetition of the lies is very effective. And Joe Biden, he loves telling this story. That never happened.
My conversations with world leaders, and I've spoken to over 38, 40 of them now, I've made it known. I've made it known that America's back. And you know what they say? The comment I hear most of all from them? So they say, we see America's back, but for how long? But for how long? And I just got back from Europe meeting with heads of state. One said to me, I said, America's back. And he said, for how long? When I went over, I said, with those 7 leaders, I said, we're back.
Uh-oh.
And the response was,
how long? Right, gotcha.
For how long?
Mm-hmm. And that confounds you somehow, right? You don't know what to say. You think that's such a deep question. What do you do with that, huh? Is the implication that if a Democrat loses, America is gone, huh? Nobody buys this. I don't. And by the way, you're not sticking up for America if you're just rolling over on that question. World leaders are not horrified by January 6th, okay? That is a That's a fake news phenomenon that, oh, the world sees us differently. This happens all over the world. Yeah, it does. People get upset, and sometimes they show up at the seat of power. In London, take a look at this. They had riots at the parliament a million times. It happens. It happened in, let's see, Germany, August of 20. Look at this. It's kind of January 6th-ish almost. You never hear about it. Cape Town, South Africa. A bunch of people actually broke into the parliament, running around like maniacs. Wellington, New Zealand. This is a year ago. This is really, really intense. Okay. Wouldn't that be something if Joe really goes around saying America's back, inviting his international counterparts to say how long, and he really doesn't have an answer? I wonder if President Xi tried that one on Joe, and if Joe just looked at him. Oh, wow, oh my gosh, I have no answer to that. Joe Biden sees a lot to like in China. Oh, by the way, apparently he thinks their capital gains tax, though, is too low. The rate of their capital gains tax is 20%. The American new budget increases it from 20% to 39%, over 39%. Communist China has a lower one. Mark Levin was the first one who highlighted that. I think it's amazing. Overall, the new budget in America increases the proposed budget by $5.5 trillion. The tax hike, $5.5 trillion. I guess with all those people coming in from Mexico, we got to pay for them, right? That's all right. That's one, I guess, justification for all these tax hikes. Our population is increasing, isn't it? Let's see. Joe says these are not capitalistic policies, but Joe does say that he is a capitalist, right?
Look, I'm a capitalist. You've heard me say this before. Look, I'm a capitalist. I'm not anti-business. I'm a capitalist. I'm a capitalist. Look, you've heard me say it before. I'm a capitalist. I'm a capitalist. I'm not trying to punish anybody.
Except America, and he's kind of giving himself a great big tax break. He has in the past. He is kind of a capitalist when it comes to his tax returns. Did you form a corporation? Have you personally formed a corporation at home, like Joe has two, when he first became a civilian after his vice presidential years, to make all this money, put it in a corporation, because then you don't have to pay the payroll tax, then you don't have to pay the Obamacare. There are all kinds of advantages to getting your money through a corporation. It's a trick of the rich. Yes, it is. I wonder how AOC and her friends in the squad, I wonder if they have corporations, huh? I wonder what they would say to Joe Biden if they knew. Do they know? Joe actually works for them, by the way. He is every bit the hostage he looks like. We'll be right back.